Hello friends, today I will discuss what is stream of consciousness. Stream of consciousness is characterized by a flow of thoughts and images, right? It is a literary technique used by Richardson, Virginia Woolf and James Joyce. When we talk about Virginia Woolf, we can say Virginia Woolf never lets her characters' thoughts flow without control, right? And she always maintains logical and grammatical organization, right? That is, we can say, another topic to discuss in some another video. Today I will discuss only about what is stream of consciousness. So let us start. Stream of consciousness, it is a narrative device that attempts to give the written equivalent of the character's thought processes, right? It is a narrative device that attempts to give the written equivalent that is equal to the written equal to the written context of the character's thought processes, either in a loose interior monologue or in connection to his or her actions. It is usually regarded as a special form of interior monologue and is characterized by associative leaps in thoughts, right? Now one thing arises here that stream, we say that it is either in a loose interior monologue. Let me clear here that stream of consciousness and interior monologue are distinguished from dramatic monologue and soliloquy, right? What is dramatic monologue and soliloquy? These are explained in my previous videos. I will try to give you link in the description box, and these things are different from each other. When we talk about difference, what is the difference in dramatic monologue and soliloquy, where the speaker is addressing an audience or a third person, which are chiefly used in poetry or drama, right? But when we talk about stream of consciousness, in this technique, the speaker's thought processes are more often depicted as overhead in the mind. They are addressed to oneself. We can say it is primarily a fictional device, right? And this technique or this term was first time introduced by William James in his book The Principles of Psychology, right? William James, in his book The Principles of Psychology, William James is an American psychologist, and he introduced this term to denote the unbroken flow of thought and awareness of the waking mind. Why introduced? Because he wanted to show the unbroken flow of thought which goes in our mind continuously, unbroken flow of thought and awareness of the waking mind, right? In a literary context, this term is used to describe the narrative method, where we can say where novelists describe the unspoken thoughts and feelings of their characters without resorting to objective description, right? Or we can say various thoughts and feelings of a character without regard to logical argument. Here the writer, in this technique, the writer attempts to reflect all the forces. What are the forces? Either they are external or internal. The writer attempts to reflect all the forces which influence the psychology of a character at a single moment, right? By the stream of consciousness technique, the writer attempts to reflect all the forces which influence the psychology of a character at a single moment, either it is external force or internal force. Now, who coined this term? This term was initially coined by psychologist William James, and in his research, The Principles of Psychology, he writes, it is nothing joined, it flows. Right? It is flow of, as I already said, it is flow of various thoughts and feelings, unbroken flow of thoughts and feelings and awareness of the waking mind. It is nothing joined, it flows, right? And it is a narrative mode or a narrative method that attempts to depict the multitudinous thoughts and feelings which pass through the mind of a narrator, right? In literature, this technique, stream of consciousness, is a technique, or we can say it is a method of narration that describes happenings in the flow of thoughts in the mind of the character. There is no precise definition for this term. According to M.H. Abraham, according to him, it is a mode of narration that undertakes to capture the full spectrum and flow of a character's mental process. It is a technique, it is a mode of narration that undertakes to capture the full spectrum and flow of a character's mental process in which sense perceptions mingle with conscious and half-conscious thoughts, memories, feelings, and random associations, right? According to M.H. Abraham, it is a mode of narration that undertakes to capture the full spectrum and to capture the flow of a character's mental process in which sense perceptions mingle with conscious and half-conscious thought, mingle with external and internal forces, mingles with conscious and half-conscious thoughts, memories, feelings, and random associations, right? This narrative technique aims to provide a textual equivalent to the stream of a fictional character's consciousness. It creates the impression that the reader is eavesdropping on the flow of conscious experience in the character's mind, gaining intimate access to their private thoughts, right? Examples of these techniques can be found in narratives written during the last several centuries. For example, we can cite an example from 18th century and then from 19th century, right? Example such as, if we look back including 18th century, we can cite example of Lawrence Stern's psychological novel Tristram Shandy. Then we have the Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, which is a short story which also foreshadows this literary technique in the 19th century, right? Then we have Henry James. Henry James has also been suggested as a significant precursor in his Portrait of a Lady, and later on Henry James influenced stream of conscious writers including Virginia Woolf, right? Then we have British writers like James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, D.H. Lawrence, William Faulkner, and Dorothy Richardson. All these are associated with this technique, stream of consciousness, right? Next, talking about Indian writing in English, we have a very few writers dealing with such technique. It is not wrong to say that they just experimented with this new form. It is yet to enter the mainstream of fiction, right? Among the Indian novelists, we have Arun Joshi, who occupies a significant position, who succeeded in this field. To some extent, he succeeded to employ this technique in his novels. Then we have other novelists like Rabindranath Tagore, R.K. Nayan, Mulkuraj Anand, Raja Rao. These are already discussed under title Indian Writers on my channel. They also tried this technique, but they failed to portray. Why they failed? They failed to portray the inner nuances with various levels of consciousness of his characters, right? But these novelists did, they give us disjointed and rambling thought processes loosely tagged to the plot of the novel, right? That is the reason that they failed to portray this stream of consciousness. Arun Joshi is chiefly concerned with the depiction of psychological reality. He explores the inner reality of his protagonist. He deals with various levels of consciousness of his characters, right? He's a novelist of the inner world. He prefers the private to the public. That is why we says that he occupies a significant position, right? Then friends, stream of consciousness is, let me conclude that it is a style of writing developed by a group of writers at the beginning of the 20th century, and it aimed at expressing in words the flow of characters' thoughts and feelings in their minds. And this technique aspires to give readers the impression of being inside the minds of the characters, right? Therefore, the internal view of the minds of the characters shed light on plot and motivation in the novel. So friend, this is all about today's topic. I hope you will like the content. If you like it, please hit the like button, share and subscribe my channel. And if you are new on my channel, please hit the bell button so that you can get notifications from upcoming videos. Thanks a lot for watching.